It's Matt here, and I know it's been a while, along with Prinny here. Today I'm going to talk about Tyrant Valvatorez. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the overall banner and the unit, but I do also kind of have an announcement as well to talk about, and something for people to be very careful of as well. So stay tuned. Alright, I know I normally try to do something funny and all that, but before I really get started, we kind of need to go over the rates here for the Fiercest Overlord Festival. Now, they have increased the drop rates by 2x, but one of the big things here that I have a pretty big concern about is that the featured unit, Tyrant Valvatorez, is actually the least featured of all of the units currently in the 4-star drop rate, which personally I feel is a very sleazy move to call it a um, featured unit when it's the least featured of all the units in there. So Boltrend, I am very disappointed. I personally think this is a very sleazy move that you guys are doing, and I do not approve of saying this is the quote quote featured. Now, I understand the normal rate for the normal units is roughly 235%, and so the normally that 0.3% is slightly higher. It is still very low and very frustrating, and it's something that does need to be addressed. Personally, I don't think a featured unit should be under 0.5% ever, and if it's okay if all the other units are a lower percentage because of it, but the rate at which we are getting these featured units is low, and now it's below getting the normal units, so at 6% drop, so just go with that. So there is a decent amount of 4 stars that you can get from this banner. I do like the banner. I have done 5 pulls. I have gotten 5 rainbows. None of them were the featured unit, and I was actually okay with it because I'm one of the few that's not completely in love with Tyrant Valvatorez or Overlord here. Personally, I was hoping for some additional Laharls, and also I wanted some Descos and Valvatorez for my teams. The two teams that I'm really fighting for is a sword team and a monster team. That's what I'm kind of shooting for. I did get a Valvatorez. I did get a Laharl. Um, I also got a Sicily, a Raspberry, and actually I might have gotten 2 Valvatorez. So overall, honestly, I was actually pretty happy with my pulls. But that's besides the point here. I completely disagree with how they put the Tyrant Valvatorez at 0.3%, and it is actually really late at night for me. And when I saw this, I actually couldn't go to sleep, and I had to make a video about just this. So, throwing out the trash,
Fire!
and also trying to get a little bit of relaxation. Give me a minute to calm down, and then I'll continue on with the Tyrant Valvatorez banner.
Dude!
Alright, now that I've relaxed and recitated our hero Prinny here, let's just go through Tyrant Valvatorez. He is a very powerful spear user. One of the reasons why I am not very interested in is I am building mostly a sword team, even though he does have 9 sword as well. Um, but his increase is through the spear, and that spear is a pretty good defensive and has a very good overall skill sets. But as a main damage dealer, and if you build supports around him, he is incredibly tanky and powerful as well. One of the biggest things that we can get here is that we have his main is all spear wielding allies get all stats except for speed plus 15%. This is a very huge buff for spears. Most of the time when we see attacks here, just attack, it's 18%, or all stats for certain weapons is 10. So this 15 is actually a very large stat. This is why one of the reasons why he's triple S or double S for a lot of the rankings. But his NE plus 1 is also very powerful, because what happens is with the spear, they generally have some defense, and if there's an enemy down when a turn ends, he is healed by 18%. So what happens is that he becomes a very powerful tank that gives, and this is only with one NE, so even if you have to use an NE printing with getting him, he becomes, without even any other healers, so self-sustaining that he is very hard to kill. As I say, he doesn't quite fit with my team, as I'm building mostly sword. But if you had any allies, and as I say, this game is completely based off of teams, those allies really help our proud Tyrant here. And if you go all the way to NE5, this is another insanely powerful. The SP cost of his skills is minus 15%.
You can do it, dude!
But his other skills here, an extra 15%. His AoE is very powerful. The AoE itself, so it goes from 25 and subtracting 15%. Basically, you're already getting it down to around 17, something that can be happening at least every other turn. With all the power that he has, this is where he becomes really powerful as well, that he has that AoE. The NE plus 3 is also AoE, but it's got such a high SP that's not really something you're going to use all that much, but it is a pretty powerful skill. And a Bloody Sting as well gives medium healing on top of it, so it is a nice attack. And then it heals single target. After probably killing your target, it will give you a healing of probably around 40 to 50% of your HP. So he is just a very self-sustaining unit. The last NE skill here is attack plus 40% if an enemy is down when the turn ends. He is definitely a unit that has a lot of power, very self-sustaining. Much more powerful than Valvatorez that we got initially. He's also got wind, and he can also, if you get his magic mastery up to 9, give himself Braveheart as well. But in all honesty, you're not going to really use him for the intelligence at all anyways. But at least he can increase his own attack by 35% if you get the Braveheart all the way increased. So, as I say, he could be his own best buffer as well, especially if you really need to get all that going through here. And the rest of his enhancements is normal, but he does get 40% parameters on 2 and 6 as well, which is higher than most of the others that we get, for a total of 120% instead of the normal 100%. Now, to end this little review here, I do want to also state that Boltrend is really accelerating the units here. I know this came a little late, and I do apologize. I do have some personal issues right now, so I can't quite give as much as I have been before. One of my boys is really sick, so I am a little behind on some of the stuff that I would like to be making. So I do apologize to everyone out there, but from what we have seen here, they have skipped a lot of the units that are going in between. and there's a very good chance that we are going to see a lot more of the powerful characters earlier. So it's my feeling that unless if you're trying to create a spear team, or you're just missing out on a super large damage dealer, I would say skip. Most of the reason that I also say that is, to be honest, even if we don't do anything else, it's something to say, look, I don't want to see a featured unit being only 0.3% out of a 6% pool. So even if you do get a 4-star here, and just doing my math really quickly in my head, you've only got roughly a 4% chance of that being the unit that is quote-unquote featured. I don't think so. Yes, we get it guaranteed after 5, 10, 15, 20 pulls. That's a good start. The 6% 4-star is, I think, generous, but I do have a very, very, very big issue with the featured unit not really having that good of an odds of being pulled, even if you get a lot of 4-stars. So if you guys really want Valvatorez, good luck. Tyrant Valvatorez is really hard to get. It is really frustrating, and I am very disappointed at what's happening right now with this game. This game had such big hype, and through some of the missteps, which are very self-inflicted, I'm worried about this game. I think this game will come back with a passion later on, but there's going to be a rough patch here, so hopefully you guys can stick with it. I will try my best to do so as well. I just love the Disgaea. Can't wait for Disgaea 6 to come out, and I really want to be playing this while I have Disgaea 6 as well. So please give a like and subscribe. I will be doing my best to do some updates on my channel for Disgaea, including some how to build team guides and other stuff as well. You can also visit me, Madgarou, on Twitch as well. So good luck, you guys, dudes, dudettes, and try to stick with it. I think this is actually a pretty fun game. Just maybe at this point we need to not really wail out too much until they make this game a little bit friendlier for everyone. It's Matt here. I really don't like having such a down note, but as I said, it's really late at night, and this just kept gnawing at me. I had to make a video. Good luck, everyone, and I will see you later. And with that, maybe I can go to sleep.